What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another account progression video. Alright, so it is time for another tier 2 character, and we're going to be getting Medusa to tier 2. So I've been wanting to get Medusa to tier 2 for a while now, just because I like the character in general. I like the way she looks, and I like her animations. No other real reason besides that, because she's not necessarily going to be doing or clearing anything for me that I can't already do with my other characters on my roster. Or do it better than them, I guess I should say. But yeah, she's just a fun character, so I want to get her to tier 2. And also, she is a universal character, so of course all universal characters are going to be very nice for the valor that they will give you for World Boss Ultimate, just to make it a little bit easier. So every little bit does count. So yeah, all these universal characters, I might as well get them to tier 2, just because, yeah, they do have a use. So let's go ahead and take a look at her. So first we have these skills here, and I don't think any of these skills needed to be leveled up. Oh yeah, we have the third skill right here. We do want to level this one up because I don't think that 100% chance for immunity starts at 100%. I think it's one of those skills that goes up to 100% as you level it up. Either way, you do want to level up this skill, if not for the immunity, for the crit rate increase. You get a plus 8% for 8 seconds. And also that 5 seconds of all damage immunity is really nice. And then the fifth skill here, yeah, we have this one leveled up because it decreases the enemy's movement speed. Again, that's only going to be useful in Shadowland because it will not apply to world bosses, but it is still nice because in Shadowland, those enemies are notorious for being able to like sprint to the other side of the map in between like attacks on your skill animation, like doing a skill animation, like if Medusa's whipping her hair around, one of those could hit him, and then all of a sudden he's on the other side of the map before that second strand of hair hits him. It's ridiculous how fast they move, so that movement speed is actually useful, surprisingly. Like if I hop into my fifth skill there and I apply that movement speed reduction to them, they usually can't get away quick enough before she starts kind of impaling them with her hair when she jumps up in the air. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here at her ISO 8 set. We have Power the Angry Hulk. I do like having a offensive set on her because it definitely works well with the character. She does seem more offensive, and she does have the damage immunity and a long iframe on the fifth skill, so she could protect herself quite well. And then she does have some snare and stun, I think, or is it bind and stun on her skills, her fourth and her... Is it second skill? Yeah, fourth and the second skill. So for things like Shadowland, she's pretty well protected, so you don't really need to go very defensive with her. You can go pretty much all offensive. And she does not actually have any native skill cooldown on any of her gears, so you can go with Hawk's Eye and still be okay if you need that extra skill cooldown. For the custom gear here, we have a immune to guard break. Cold damage is not really going to do anything for her, and then a damage proc. So mainly just using this for the guard break and damage proc. I do really like having immune to guard break on her, even though she does have an iframe on her most damaging skill, so you may be able to get away without having the immune to guard break. And also because she does have those snare and stun, you don't really have to worry too much about the enemies attacking you if you can snare and stun them. For like world boss runs, if you just want to try her out for fun, then I definitely recommend having the immune to guard break. But if you're only exclusively going to be using her for Shadowland, you could definitely get away without using the immune to guard break if you want to save that premium stat for more of a kind of character you're going to use more often or use into more difficult content. Definitely can do that. But this is what I have on her right now. And the damage proc, again, like I said, she's pretty well protected from her normal skills, so she doesn't need the invincibility, but it can be useful if you're going to be using her in Alliance Conquest. But that's pretty much the only other place that we'd be seeing her at. So now that we've gone over that, let's go ahead and get her to tier 2. So we're going to be tier 2ing her naturally because I do have the biometrics, and I am saving my tier 2 tickets right now. So boom, there we go. Alright, so the Inhuman Queen. So let's see, her tier 2 passive is going to give us some guaranteed dodge, 15%. Not bad, it's only 15%, but that will still come in handy. You could definitely notice that. And then the increased crit rate, or guaranteed crit rate, by 15%, also very nice, help to increase her damage. And then we have skill damage by 20% and bonus damage by 15%, again increasing her damage there. So pretty much a mostly offensive tier 2, except for that guaranteed dodge, which is only 15%, so it's not going to help out her survivability a lot, but you will still notice it. It can save you a few clutch situations, so definitely is better to have than not. I will take that anytime. So yeah, let's go ahead and back out here. So Inhuman Queen, perfect. So now that we have Medusa freshly tier 2, let's go ahead and try her out with a little bit of gameplay. Alright, so here we are at Shadowland. We have floor 11 and we have the classic universal stage here. So this is going to be perfect for Medusa. We're going to go ahead and use our own leadership, of course, because it is a nice leadership for universal types. We have 36% increase to all attack, so very good leadership. And yeah, we're just going to let her go in by herself because she's not really going to need any support here. It is only floor 11, but they're starting to get a little bit more difficult now, as in the enemy's going to be hitting us a little bit harder if we're not careful. But we're going to go ahead and start with our third skill here so we can get that damage immunity up, and then we pretty much just stun them there, and then that was either a snare or a bind, I can't remember. And then we have that nice long iframe there on the fifth skill, so as you can see she's pretty well protected, so you don't really need to worry too much about the survivability as long as you have one of her skills available. Oh, we did get stunned there, so that is something to look out for. That Ghost Rider trying to run away from us here. He's probably the more annoying of the two characters just because that dot damage that he does sometimes can be really annoying if you stand in the flames while you're attacking. Alright, and now we're down to just Ronin here, so we just have a 1v1, so this is going to be really easy for Medusa. She doesn't have a lot of AoE on her skills, but she still has enough that she can deal with two characters being out on the field at the same time. But she really shines in just 1v1, because then you could pretty much just stun locking, snaring, or iframing. So there's not much they can do to take her down if you're playing against just one enemy here. Ooh, you got that off. The stun on the fourth skill, I believe, is on like the last hit of the skill, so that is also something you want to keep in mind. But that was a really easy clear for Medusa there. I didn't really have to try too hard at that. I didn't have to, you know, make sure to keep a particular skill rotation. It was pretty much just whenever one of the skills came off of cooldown, I would just use it. So overall, very fun character to use. I just love her skill animations, but she's not going to be at kind of like the top ranking on any of the character lists, so she's not going to do anything better than some of the other characters out there. So pretty much she's just a tier 2 for fun, and also a tier 2 for the valor because she's a universal type. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.